Hello, hello, hello. And we are live. Hello, everybody. Gosh, it's been too long. I'm Josh.
Heck
I'm
yes, it is.
with the Order of the Dice here, coming to you live on Twitch. Sorry that we haven't been around for a while. The beginning of the year is always kind of crazy work-wise for us. So, anyways, we're here now. Um, and thank you, KS Strong, for the resub. Yes. We should have another member joining us later this evening. If not, oh well. But tonight we're doing Strahd, episode 6. This is the secrets in the Undercroft. Okay. And with that, it's been a while. Scott, you didn't want to do a recap, right? Because, I mean, we basically beat Death House last time.
Yeah,
Do you have it, or do you want me to?
Dave can go ahead and take the recap unless he wants me to.
I'll go for it.
All right. So it has been a while since we've been on here.
Yeah.
And
Sorry.
what has happened? Oh, you're good. Our adventurers were in the Death House. They had gone all levels, made it to the basement. In the basement, they had stumbled a little across some undead, and then followed the spirit. Is it Elizabeth? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, followed the spirit of Elizabeth into the basement of the basement. When there, they came across some collectibles before they found a secret door and entered a chamber where they were hearing some chanting. In the middle was this dais that looks like it's built for people to be sacrificed. While they were in there, they heard some crying like a baby in a mound of what looks like corpses that was just disgusting. And Norfer, our halfling paladin, went over to investigate, and as he did, the mound became a shambling mound of dead bodies, and Norfer was on top of it. And a fight ensued in which blows were exchanged. Norfer gets swallowed up, but instead of trying to save himself, he tries to find the baby. After blow, and when Norfer was getting close to death, he finally found the baby amongst the shambling mound and broke himself free, and the mound collapsed. As soon as that happened, everything started to fall apart, and our ghosts of the kids, Rose and her brother, were trying to lead us out, but we were stuck. The secret door was closed. The portcullis had fallen down, and the building was collapsing around us. As we tried to pass the baby through the portcullis to Din, who was not willing to take it, and the baby didn't fit anyways, we did convince Din to go around, find the lever to open up the trapdoor so that we could all escape. As we escape and the building kind of collapses down, we realized that we did not accomplish one of the goals that we had, which was laying the bones to rest of these kids. So we lifted up the stones of the front of the house and put the bones there to lay them to rest. And after all of that, being absolutely exhausted, there was a coach that pulled up to the house, and a very ominous, deep voice came from it and expressed interest in our group, and that eventually we would have to meet again. And as this man came out, I believe, if I remember correct, Dave, he flew away as we were done talking with him, which left us all a little terrified. Meanwhile, we were exhausted, so we continued down the road to the bar, and I'll let you talk to us about what happened in the bar, Dave.
Absolutely. So exhausted, and luckily, the guy who flew away left him with a couple of items. The first thing he left him with was a bottle of wine. He also left him with health potions, one for each of them, and a letter with a wax seal on it. And it was addressed to Ismark Koyanovich. So they took a stroll down the road, and they found this tavern. It's called the Blood of the Vine Tavern. They go inside, and it's a dingy bar, and they see people at the tables. And one of our guys went up to the bar counter and asked, "Whoa, who's this Ismark guy?" And they pointed out Ismark was this gentleman sitting in the corner, and you can see that he's already had maybe one too many glasses of wine that evening. Blonde hair, stern chin. He had some armor on him, but just something was off. They approached him, and they learned that his father just passed away. But something else was bothering him, but they didn't quite know what was wrong yet. So they said, hey, we got this letter that was given to us to give to you. He recognized the symbol, and then he opened up the letter, and it was addressed to him directly, and it said that he needed to give up his sister to the person who signed it, and if he doesn't give her up, that he's going to come take her. And the letter was signed by the Count, and that is Strahd von Zarvik. The adventurers asked who he was, and he said he was just this dark devil lord over this domain, and that he's been after his sister. So he needed help to get his sister out of town. The adventurers agreed to help, so they went to his house. As they approached his house, it was a large mansion. Oh, you also learned that this guy's dad was the Burgermeister of... But they say Burgermeister?
You did?
Burgermeister, yes.
Burger. He was the Burgermaster of Barovia. And... Oh, that was funny. And the house looked like it's been attacked. There's scratch marks on the walls, on the windows. There's bird marks. It was just very eerie, very ominous. One of the people walked around, noticed that there was tons of feet print around, a combination of bare feet and also not bear, not like rah bear, but just someone without shoes, and wolves. They saw it all over the place. So Norford, being the tiny person he is, being the paladin, he's really good. I don't know if he tried to kick in the door, open the door. He did something to get the door open, and he fell down, or he was knocked down. But as he came to, he realized that there was a woman over him holding a dagger to his throat, and I think that's where he left off.
Nice. So what are we gonna do?
All right.
Do you mind removing your dagger from my throat?
Hello, can I help you?
He's
Yes,
a polite
Mark.
one.
Yes, Mark. Are you safe? Who are these strangers at my house? You hear the male voice that you guys met at the bar. They are friends. They are friends. They're here to help. Leave him alone. Let him up. Let him up. She slowly pulls a dagger off of Norford's neck. He says, quickly, come inside. Wolves, creatures. Terrible things have attacked the house at night. Come inside.
Okay, we go inside.
Yeah, that's what.
Does she still have her knife to my throat?
She has.
I mean, she probably removed it. Hopefully.
Come inside. My father's heart, it couldn't stand such assaults. But strangely, since his death, the house has been quiet. Let's go inside. Come.
Okay.
She motions for you guys to come into the house, and as you step in the interior of this mansion, you see that it's well furnished.
Nice.
Yet, it's clear the house has been long neglected. The windows are boarded up, and every room is filled with holy symbols. Their presence almost suffocating. You notice a coffin on the floor.
Okay.
And it's open.
That's creepy. I'm gonna go take a look in the coffin.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right?
Let me pull everybody in right now so you guys don't get freaking killed outside.
Thank you.
Okay.
Benevolent dungeon master.
All right. I know they've done some new updates to this with some hotkeys. I got to write down what those keys are.
Cool.
But yeah, so you come inside, you look in the coffin, and laying there, you see an older gentleman, scruffy face, white hair, kind of on his forehead. He's got a ruffled shirt. He's got kind of a suit jacket that's got some filigree on it, some designs that are kind of metallic. And then you see he's got long black slacks, and he's got black shoes that are polished. When you get close to, you also notice that you can smell decay from this body. And around the coffin are wilting flowers.
Mm.
The door shuts, and Ismark's just standing behind you. Okay, everyone's inside.
Did you know you have a dead body in the middle of your room?
Yes, that is my father. That's the Burgermaster.
Is it normal to just leave him there?
No, normally we would have taken him to the church for services, but there is no one here that's willing to help us. No one wants to be around us, so he's been here. I would like to take him to the church for a proper burial, but just haven't found help. Help.
Well, I'd be happy to help you.
And as you're looking around, your eyes start to adjust to the dim candlelight. And now, Norford, standing in front of you, you see a striking young woman with auburn hair, green eyes, and athletic build. She wears an armor chestplate, and at her side hangs an ornate sword.
Okay.
Well, I'd be willing to take any help that you could give us, but not right now. It is very, very dark outside, and it gets dangerous.
Are you scared of the dark, or?
There are many things that surround the house. Wolves, zombies, undead, and they just want me. And I need to stay inside. Ismark jumps in and goes, Irina, they will help us escape this cursed village and bring us to safety. Let me prepare a room for them. And Ismark kind of takes off down the hall to get you guys a bed for the night. He's going to work on it.
He's working on a bed.
Yeah. So, Irina's with you. Who are you? Where did my brother find you? And she's talking. She's just fiddling with the dagger in her hand.
Who is our most charismatic?
I believe that is not Richard. He's got a 9 charisma.
My charisma's pretty high, but I think...
You're a bard.
Yeah, I'm a bard.
Norfolk has a plus 2.
I've got a 16. I've got a plus 3.
I thought you were a 14.
Pretty... No, I'm a 16.
What character sheet am I looking at then of yours? Because then that's not right.
Mine should be the one that's got the metal hat on him.
Curse of Strahd view.
Metal hat, yeah.
I think you have 2 sheets in there, Scott.
I do, because I was playing with the... It was when 2024 first came out, and so I was playing this stuff.
You need to reclaim it then or something. Because the one that's... Yeah, you have the level 3 one that's in the campaign.
Well, my other one's in the campaign, or else I wouldn't be in the campaign.
Yeah, but it's unassigned. You have to go into the campaign link and claim it.
How would I be able to use it if I didn't have it claimed?
No. You can use it, but it's unassigned.
Anywho.
I just reporting what I see.
Yeah.
All right. So, who are you? How did my brother find you at this late hour? On a side note, you guys look like hell. What had you guys been doing?
Yeah, now Zormos is way more charismatic.
Yeah, Zormos is pretty charismatic.
Zormos will talk about our endeavors at
Yeah,
Death House.
absolutely.
Yes.
Oh,
So, yeah, Zormos decides to, because it's late and because we look like hell, he's not going to break out into song this time. But he absolutely will embellish quite a few of the details regarding the party's fight. Yeah, basically, so he kind of Zormos will go into the detail of the creepy kids and talk about the bones and the baby and the shambling mound and all that stuff. And then he goes, yeah, and then your brother, he just pulled us aside at the bar, where he was getting a little tipsy, might I add. And he said he might have some work for us, and we need it because we kind of just used most of our resources at that death house.
you know what? Maybe you guys can fight, but you're dumb. There's a big sign in front that says, "Do not go in the creepy house and don't talk to the creepy children."
They're they're well, she's not
Agreed.
wrong.
Yeah.
Well, since you like talking to creepy children, the house will be back in about 3 to 5 days. For some reason, you destroy the house and it comes back, you destroy it and it comes back. So, the creepy children will be there in about a week.
Do we even get anything good out of that house?
I think we'll avoid the house, but that's beside the point. Right now, let's talk about your problems.
And she kind of looks away a little bit. I need someone to make a perception roll.
Ooh.
Oh, mine is terrible.
Plus
do
7.
Do not use mine.
Yeah, here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. There we go. 18, baby.
All right. When you say that, you notice that her demeanor just suddenly changes. And she kneels down by the coffin.
What did we say that made her demeanor change?
Oh,
well, we basically just said that we were going to talk about her problems because the point of us being here is to help them with their problems, my lady.
Yeah. She kneels down,
mm-hmm.
and she reaches into the coffin, and she moves her father's hair out of his eyes, and she kind of fixes his collar a little bit and takes some of the dead flowers off of his chest. The dim glow of candles flicker off the worn wood panels of the mansion. You hear the quiet creaks of the old building as the evening air filters through the cracks on the walls. Shadows dance, filling the corners of the room, giving the place the feeling of loneliness and dread. As you turn towards Irina, her presence seems both gentle and unyielding. She stands tall, with a quiet strength in her posture. But there's a determination in her eyes, despite the apparent weakness in her voice. And as she's looking at her dad, she says, "Weeks before the death of our father, Strahd, the devil, came to visit me. At first, he came with soft words and promises, but each time I was drawn outside into the cold night, I would somehow return." She sits there and she rubs her neck as she's talking. "With no memory of the hour's loss, except for the fang marks he left on my neck." You feel the air in the room start to get colder as her voice grows heavier with the weight of her words. "Strahd would either stand outside our gates confessing his twisted affection for me, or would leave wolves undead waiting for us." She looks down at the coffin, her face just really sad. "A few days ago, our father, his heart not withstanding it any longer, he died." You hear in the distance some glasses kind of clink together as Ismark walks into what appears to be like a dining room, holding a few bottles of wine and holding glasses in his hand. "Ismark wishes to take me away, to escape, but I cannot leave, not without laying our father to rest." The villagers, they feared me. They'd avoid me. No one has dared to help take him to the cemetery. My brother has found capable people to help us. Perhaps you are those people. You hear Earsmark from the other room saying, Sister! We will take Father to the church in the morning, yes? We speak with Father Donivik and lay him to rest there. Then we must leave to Volaki. It's a settlement far from Castle Ravenloft, hidden deep within the valley. There, we may be safe from Strahd's eyes. I hope. But we must hurry. Time is not our ally. And they look at each other as you guys are standing there. Score update, Canada just won.
No!
They just won.
Well, I guess I can have
that was a good fight,
for you.
Canada. That was really good.
You're still a lesser country.
For those watching online, that's just hockey. Just, yeah.
So they're looking at each other as Ismark is slowly pouring wine into glasses for you guys.
As Arena and Ismark are kind of staring off, Norfer leans over to Avram, who's standing next to him, and says, I think we could cut the tension with a knife. Siblings aren't happy with each other. And Avram just says, yeah, I think you're right. But Avram, seeing the drink, decides to go in and partake.
Sit, drink.
And
She
Din
looks up.
follows him in.
Mm-hmm.
She looks up from the coffin and kind of just stands up and looks. And Norfer, is that where you're going to be?
Yeah, Norfer's gonna come by the coffin, and Norfer's going to say a little prayer over her father. So he takes out his holy symbol and says a little prayer.
She closes her eyes and just listens.
You don't have Billy Gruff here, but Billy Gruff would be with Norfer.
All right, let's find Billy. Hey, Billy.
Oh yeah, because aren't Billy Gruff and Norfer homies?
Well, Billy's the cleric and Norfer's your paladin, so they're your two holy people.
Praying.
Yeah.
And as the bard, I will bring some spiritual tunes.
Billy still has some spells too. I don't think he has anything that's like good spells for this though. All right, whatever.
You still praying?
Yeah, the two of us are praying.
Okay.
We'll have Billy on the other side of Arena. And when our prayer's done, we'll just look at her and say, "Hey." Billy's like, "Yes, as Norfer said, our little friend here will happily go with you tomorrow and lay your father to rest. But I think it might be a good idea for you to get out of here too."
Thank you. My brother, he's preparing rooms for you. I think we have like 3 beds, so you guys will just have to share somehow. Also, on our way to Volaki, I know of a Vastani camp. There is a fortune teller woman there. She's an old woman, very, very wise, and devoted to her people. Perhaps she can tell us why you're here and how to, perhaps get you home. But first, we need to lay my father to rest. We must visit the priest tomorrow morning. And then, at that time, we could speak of other things.
Does anyone in our group have prestidigitation or anything?
I have thaumaturgy, I think.
I don't think anybody in the group would have that unless they multi-classed.
Okay.
No.
Because if it smells in here, Norfer is going to recommend to somebody to cast something to help with the stench.
I've got Mage Hand, so I can fan the smell.
There you
Not
go.
helpful.
Yeah.
Not helpful.
Not helpful.
I could mock it real good.
All right.
You
Well
mock
then.
the smell away.
If not, then Norfer and Billy are gonna join at the table and drink.
Irina slowly just comes up behind you guys, but doesn't really enter the room quite yet. She just kind of stays at the entrance. Just watches.
Oh, Zormos has thaumaturgy.
That's what I said, but it's not the same thing.
You can control lights and open and close stuff and wind. I don't think you can make it.
Yeah,
Smell
I
better.
can't really make it smell better.
That sucks.
I could open the door real fast over and over and kind of fan stuff. If you want me to do that.
Do Thunderclap.
Probably not what you're looking for.
So Ismark is there, and he raises a glass. And he goes, "To the Burgermaster. May his soul find its way out of this wretched city."
Cheers.
To the Burgermaster.
Zormos, are you joining us?
Yeah, totes.
Okay, I'll move you.
Ismark goes, I might have some bread if you guys are hungry.
Extremely.
Let me see what I have. Ismark just takes off, and Irina also leaves at the same time.
When Irina leaves, Din says, "That lady pretty, but she no drink? What's wrong with her?" And Norfer leans over to him and says, I'm sure you can drink her drink. Go ahead, Din.
Oh, he totes would.
Yeah. All right. And we drink.
As you drink, Ismark comes back with some bread, some cheese, and Irina has another bottle of wine.
Sweet.
For herself.
She pops it open, and she's drinking out of the bottle.
Uh-oh. Oh, Din.
Do we have someone joining us?
Oh.
We do have Din joining us.
We got Din.
Wah, 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 wah.
What up?
Oh, we can't hear you, Din, but we're excited to have you here. So Irina's downing her own bottle of wine.
Yes, her own bottle of wine.
And then there's bread and cheese?
Yes. And Ismark puts it on the table, picks up his goblet that he was drinking out of, and just has a seat. He's just drinking as well.
Avram's going to ask Irina if the wine that she has is better than what her brother offered, because he'd like to taste it.
Oh, it's in the other room. So she takes the bottle, and she goes, "It's the same thing." And you look on the label, and it says Purple Grape Nash, number 3. And you have other ones that say Purple Grape Mash all around. She goes, "This is what we do here in Barovia. We drink, we smoke, we have sex, and we fight." And she just drinks. And it's like her demeanor has changed back to that lady who pulled the knife on you in the very beginning.
If she says all of that, I'm going to say that Avram says, "Well, there's one of those things we haven't done yet. Would you be interested?"
Start drinking.
Is my mic working now?
Yes.
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Sweet. My mouse is now the only thing not working.
Cool.
So, where are you guys from?
Where are we from? I don't even know.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
I actually am not sure about that either.
From
Where are
around.
we?
From around.
So you guys like to fight? We're drinking. Tell me stories. Tell me a great battle that you've won or lost.
Oh, Zormos can tell you about the battle that we had right before we came here. And I look at Zormos and wink, like, the battle that we all were part of, that we showed up at the end and then celebrated with, and then we ended up here the next day.
Yes, that is definitely a true story. So Zormos busts out a lute and plays a lively tune. Let me roll for some performance here.
Yes.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. All right, 17. I'll take that.
All right.
And he plays on his diddle and on his little lute here, and recounts the tale, sings the song, and the song. Basically, I'm going to say that he plays a song to the tune of "The Devil Went Down to Georgia," the Primus version.
Yes.
Yes.
And can he do minor illusions? Let me make sure. I need to. I guess thaumaturgy makes noises. Dang it. Yeah, no illusions of any kind. But he's gonna use. I'm gonna use thaumaturgy to basically create some extra sound effects behind what we're doing, and illustrate the sounds of the battle as I sing about said battle. Everyone is.
Norfer is going to be pounding his spear in tune with the music.
What a badass.
So
Huh? It's not terrible
That's pretty good. I'll take that.
for a paladin, right? Like, anyways.
Just to the beat. To the beat. You got it.
Yeah.
You got it, man.
And you can see that both Ismark and Irina are enjoying it. And it's almost as if they haven't had a form of entertainment in a long time. And they can finally kind of rest. So Ismark tells you guys, wow, that's an amazing. So, what's the
It's
scariest?
very true, too. The story is very true.
Creature that you fought?
Oh.
Does he look at anyone in particular when he asks that?
He's looking at the bard.
Okay.
Well, so many scary creatures. The most recent was a gigantic mound of dirt that came to life.
It was more bodies than it was dirt.
Yeah, you're right. It was much scarier than what I was. I didn't want to frighten the lady. But now that the illusion is broken, we fought a creature just now in the awful house that you told us not to go into, that we should have read about. Basically a collection of dead bodies that came together to form a most awful visage.
Oh, that sounds crazy, super crazy.
It was, and also true.
And nobody died.
Not a literal death, but like metaphorically, a little piece of all of us died that day. Our innocence.
What is our little man with his hand up? What do you have to say about the dirt monster?
I actually was swallowed by it. Do you happen to have a bath so that I could clean myself? I'm sure I smell really bad.
Oh, dude, you're good.
Ooh, there is a bath upstairs, but it hasn't rained in days, so the water is not quite clean.
Probably cleaner than what you've been in, though. Bunch of dead bodies, gross stuff, rats.
Yeah. I'll wait.
Okay. You see Irina dozing off, and Ismark goes to her, "Sister, go upstairs, go to sleep. You need your rest. We have a long journey in the morning."
Again, I don't know if
Oh, go ahead.
I don't know if Avram's character would do this, but because he's not here, I'm going to make him do it anyway because somebody should. Avram stands up as Irina is told to go to bed, and he's like, "I have a solution to your 3-bed problem. You did talk about something else that you do here. Irina, let me take you to bed, and we'll make sure you get a good night's rest."
She looks over at Avram and says,
I
"Let's
start
make
playing
it
a
to-
song called
let-
Abram is a True Gentleman.
Get me to Volaki first, and then let's talk."
I would consider it done.
But
"Good night. I see you in the morning." And she takes the bottle and she goes upstairs. Ismark is still with you guys. He
Aw.
kind of gets a little bit more comfortable. He's got his feet up on the table, and he's starting to relax too after a couple of cups of wine.
I mean, he already drank a bunch of. Never mind. This man's brain is probably just gone.
And Ismark passes out.
Yep.
He
All right,
even-
boys. I guess we should go to sleep.
Did they ever show us where the beds are?
You just knew he came out of that room, and I just realized I never told you to. So you have
Well,
a passed out
Here's my
kid,
thought.
you have a dead man, and you have a passed out woman.
Here's my thought.
Avram's
No
gonna
one's here to
start
stop us from exploring.
Avram's going to start to go towards the upstairs.
But I sang about him being a true gentleman.
Avram is going to start to go upstairs.
I would like for Avram to make a stealth roll.
What?
Okay. Avram. Stealth.
Is he good at that?
We'll see. I don't know if that roll came through.
12.
He has disadvantage, so he got a 3.
Oh dear.
So as Avram gets up and starts to walk towards the stairs, you hear, "Er, er." Ismark wakes up and pulls his sword out
Oh shit.
and just looks around and goes,
It's just our creaky gentleman here.
The bedrooms are behind me. I need to get some rest.
I think you already were.
I'm going to retire for the evening. I'll see you in the morning. And he walks past Avram, taps him on the shoulder, turns him around, and then Ismark walks up the steps.
Just so stealthy.
So he points at the bedrooms are just directly to your south. So just go in that room. That's all he said.
All right, well,
He is highly intoxicated.
I'm gonna go to said bedroom and claim a bed before anybody else does.
Cool. Zorvals, make a perception roll too.
Oh boy.
Before I proceed in there, and while he's doing his perception check, Norfer,
Pretty terrible.
Norfer is going to do Divine Sense. So I've got within 60 feet of me, as long as it's not behind full cover, I should know if there's any celestial fiends or undead.
I'm absolutely sure that I saw nothing.
Okay, so I'm just looking around. You don't feel anything inside the house, but for some reason it feels real creepy outside the walls.
All right.
But nothing in
Sure.
the house.
We were just in a creepy, terrible house, so I just wanted to make sure before we go and lay down.
Yeah, there's a dead guy.
He's dead. He's not like undead. He's just dead.
He's just dead.
Maybe we should have closed that coffin before we went to bed.
It's open.
Oh, Din's awfully quiet. Oh, of course I said
Are
that.
we in the village of Barovia? Where are we?
You're in the village of Barovia,
Okay,
and I will show you exactly where you are again.
You're good. You're good. I got it.
Actually,
Or to the south, in the house I outlined in blue.
Because
Yeah.
because we've also already found some exciting things amongst books. Norfer, before he goes to bed, is going to go into the room that it looks like there's bookshelves all around.
Yeah.
And he's going to start to explore in this room.
Cool. Make an investigation roll.
Okay. And I can't believe that our awesome bard didn't want to sit down and play the piano.
Nah, dude, it's been a long day.
Okay, so did you make an investigation roll?
I did. 15 is what I got. Should show
Okay.
up on there.
So you're able to read a couple of the titles. I would like for you to roll a D100 3 times.
Ooh, fun. D100. Doesn't even have that as an option over there. Roll dice. Oh, there we go. 3 times?
Yeah.
Okay.
So just tell me what those numbers are.
75, 32, and 60.
Okay, so the first book you find is a handwritten journal with signed pages and really scratchy writing.
What's the topic of the handwritten journal?
It is about a lady growing up in Barovia and playing in the streets with her friends. They play marbles, they play tops, and they always try to avoid buying food from street vendors. But it really gets into her and her friends just playing.
Okay.
Okay. And then the next book that you're going to find is a romance novel. That's plot appears to be based on real political events of the past decade.
Okay.
So I'll say it's a romance novel that is based on a prince and a princess. And they grew up together and they're best friends, but they never really understood how royalty worked until they got older. And the princess was actually betrothed to another prince. And it kind of gets into that and the struggles they have.
Okay.
And then 32. A diary containing very heated entries about a neighbor the writer hates. Okay.
Spicy.
So let's say that this one is a lady wrote it.
Okay.
And when she grew up, she grew up across the street from this lady that had all these gentlemen come by every day, fancy gentlemen, beautiful clothing, nice boots, top hats. And every time that she'd see her, she would always have fine clothing, fine jewelry. Her kids were well taken care of. They went to the best schools, but she didn't have a husband. But she had very nice stuff. One day she went into her house and she noticed even the furniture was really nice. Nice furniture. Her bathroom had gold fixtures. And she was just very jealous on how this woman got money, but she never really understood how.
Okay.
Those are 3 of the books that you found.
I love it. That
was a fun list. I gotta save that one.
Norfer reads them with rapt attention. Billy is also going to search for the books. I don't know if anybody else cares.
Give me 2 rolls for Billy.
2 D100s?
Yeah. Let's see what kind of books Billy finds.
13 and 22.
Okay, 13. The first one he finds is a child's diary filled with crude drawings and attempts at stories. Just real basic stories, stick figure drawings of animals, almost like in a crayon-like writing instrument. And in 22, he pulls out the book, and all these pages follow the book. And it's a loose stack of pages with terrible jokes scribbled on them. Just bad jokes that you wouldn't tell unless you want to get 8 tomatoes thrown at your face.
Like dad joke bad, or like inappropriate and not really funny?
Dad jokes.
Okay.
Like, it's a joke that you tell that only you laugh at.
Billy is chuckling as he's reading his book.
Jokes ever.
Okay, I'm gonna Google bad dad joke, and this will be the one he's focused on. Bad dad joke.
This is the one that Billy says out loud.
Okay, and since he rolled a 22, I'm gonna take the 22nd one on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh my goodness. So this is the joke that Billy is caught on. It is, I can't even say because it's so funny. A skeleton walks into a bar and says, "Hey bartender, I would have 1 beer and a mop." And Billy is loving this joke.
That's appropriate for First.
It is.
For Ravenloft. That's so
That was the
good.
22nd joke on the list. That was funny.
He's just rolling. Anyways, that's Norfer and Billy. Din, are you going to bed, or are you doing anything?
Richard's going to bed.
So, Dave, if I remember correctly, this is the Burgermaster in his coffin, right?
He's in his coffin. He died a few days ago. His body is rotting. They want to get him to the graveyard, but no one has been willing to help because people do not like Irina and do not want to help her. So Ismar has asked for your guys' assistance in helping to get A, the Burgermaster taken to the graveyard, and then B, get Irina out of Barovia and to Valaki.
Well, I think it's time then that Din is going to go seal up that coffin.
Yeah.
But
Easy
Dave,
enough.
Dave,
Yeah.
like he acts like he's like nodded off, like he's fallen asleep through this whole thing. But he's also very sneaky. Just been waiting, biding his time.
I would like for Din to make a stealth roll.
You want Dan to roll the stealth roll?
Outside of roll a 1. Let's see.
Here you go, brother Dave. Here's your stealth roll.
Ooh.
11.
Okay.
It's not terrible.
Oh.
So Din was napping at the table while everyone else was kind of going to
He
bed.
was pretending.
I said pretend.
Is it pretend?
And you do make it over to the coffin. And as you look into the coffin, you see an older gentleman, scruffy face, white hair that's been kind of brushed out of his eyes. He has a ruffled white shirt with a vest over it with some silver filigree on it, black slacks, and freshly polished black shoes. Around the coffin are dead flowers. And when you first walked in, Irina was picking dead flowers off of him and put them on the side. But he's reeking. I mean, he's been dead a few days.
You are stinky. Stinky. We should cover you. So I like slide the cover back up on the coffin. And then as quietly as I can using my tools.
I would like
Trying
for you to
to fill
make
that thing
a
up.
stealth row for hammering a few nails in there. And there are... Oh, yeah.
27.
I'm the quietest hammer of all hammer in time.
So there is hammer and nails there that you figured they were going to seal it in the morning, maybe say something before they sealed it, but you went ahead and sealed it.
Anyways, look what I did for you. You're welcome.
How many nails are you going to put in?
How many nails are there?
13.
I like that. Let's say there's 13 nails to go around the coffin.
Then 12. 12.
You're like, you get to the last one, you're like,
This place is the creepy. No.
Dude, everything around here is creepy.
So I hold on to one of the nails if we get to 13 only nails.
Okay. Do you leave the nail on the coffin?
I'll put it in a pouch.
Oh, you're taking the nail.
he's taking the 13th nail.
Are you taking the hammer too? It's their hammer. You taking it or not?
No, I go set it on the table.
Okay.
Now, Dave, was he married?
Not that you know of. No one asked.
Yeah, so probably no one's sleeping in his bedroom, so I'm going to go find out where his bedroom is.
He's going upstairs.
Okay. So I would like for you to first make a stealth roll. We're going up the stairs. And then an investigation roll once you're upstairs to determine which of the 3 bedrooms may be his.
That's a little bit of a little bit of process of elimination.
I say you get up there, and there's actually 5 doors.
So he's going to put his ear and listen for people snoring or not sleeping.
Okay. So door number 1, you hear snoring coming out of it.
Move on.
Door number 2, there is no sound.
Let's see. Oh, I don't see upstairs, but
No,
right,
I don't have it upstairs.
let's go to door number 3.
Door number 3 has no sound.
Which of these doors so far seems like it would be open to the master suite, like it is more centrally positioned?
Let's make an investigation roll on that one. You would think it's door number 5, the one at the end of the hall that's centered on the hall.
Yep. Okay, I'll go listen down to that one. If no one's there, then I'll open that one up.
It's also quiet.
I think it's time to go inside there. So first I'm going to check the door for any like tinkly bells or some alarm system or a bolt, anything like that.
Now, I say with your 18, you can see that there's nothing in there.
I'm going to go in.
You go in, and what you see is a large king-size bed, and it's a 4-poster style with a canopy over it. Over it is draped a black cloth. You look, there is a leather chair to the side with a reading table with a suit that's laid out on it. And then to the other side, you see a dresser that's been closed, and there's drawers in it.
Is there any papers or books on the reading table?
You look, and you don't see anything there, but you do see a pair of spectacles that are on the table.
I'll just very quickly just check the suit, make sure that there's nothing like in the suit.
You go through the suit, there's nothing really outstanding, and then you reach inside the breast pocket, and there's a feather.
Feather?
Make a nature roll. It looks like a raven feather, a black raven feather.
I add it to my pouch with the nail.
Okay.
Then I'll look through the dresser drawers.
You look through the drawers. It's typical drawers. He has socks, underwear, undergarments, shirts, slacks. Nothing out of the ordinary in the drawer.
Any like books or library crap or anything else that besides that?
It looks like the room's been picked up. It looks like that there might have been paper there at one time, but everything's been cleaned, and that's why, like, so you see the suit laying down and a black drape over the canopy bed.
Can I see through the drape into what might be inside the canopy bed?
It's dark, so without lighting a candle or physically taking it and moving it, you can't see.
Even with my dark vision?
I mean, I don't think you can see through a black sheet.
Well, Dave, I cautiously creep over to take a peek.
You walk up to the curtain, and you're just like, you have already this whole trip to Brovy's been just one creepy thing after another. You just take a deep breath, open it.
Real quick. I'm being like burglary, right? Like I'm not touching things I don't need to touch. Like I'm not like yanking things. Like if I'm opening the suit, I'm folding it back to where it was left at.
You open it, and there's nothing wrong with the bed. The only thing you notice is that one side is a little bit more worn than the other side, as if the Burgermaster preferred one side over the other.
Anything under the pillows or?
You look under the pillows, and you find a letter.
Can I read the letter?
Mm-hmm.
As you open the letter, you recognize that there is a broken wax seal.
So somebody else has read the letter.
The wax seal resembles the same letter that you delivered to Ismark in the tavern.
What?
You open it, and the first thing you see is your eyes go straight to who signed it. And it is the Count, Strahd von Zardvik, written directly to the Burgermaster, and how he has told them that he is going to destroy his legacy. He's going to kill his son if he doesn't hand over his daughter. And he refers to his daughter in the letter not by Irina, but by Tatiana.
I think the letter comes with me. And then I just slip back out, leaving things as they were.
Okay.
I'll wander back downstairs, I guess, then, Dave.
Yep.
I don't really have a place to sleep. So maybe I'll just fall asleep over in this chair by the fire.
All right.
By the piano.
Cool.
Because these guys are
downstairs.
Norfor and Billy Gruff, are they asleep?
You guys sit on the stairs?
Norfer's been reading books, so he's probably not asleep yet. But
Billy's laughing at his jokes.
So I roll over to Norfor and give him this look right here. You should see this. And then, like Dave, like as covert as humanly possible, but super obvious, he slides the letter over while nodding.
all right, Norfer's going to take the letter and read it.
And once again, you see this name, Tatiana, in the letter, and them referring to her as the daughter of the Burgermaster.
She has some Tatianas.
I did notice that she's got some Tatianas.
Ones. But he also noticed.
Yeah.
He is the land.
I was waiting for it. Are you always going to say he is the land?
He smiles kind of big, Dave, like almost that crazy, and he's like, I'm not going to say his name, stupid. And then he looks smug, like he's the smuggest bug in the rug. He is the land. If you say his name, he'll hear you. Never say his name.
I don't have to say his name, but I don't have to say he is the land. We could just call him the douche or the douche canoe.
Heyo. Got him.
He is the land.
All right.
And then, Dave, I look over at Billy and give him the look like the...
And Billy looks at you like, I have the best joke I need to tell you.
Billy, before you leave, is going to tell you a joke. Yes, 100%.
Okay.
All
Do
right,
it.
Dave, you're on the site.
All right.
How many jokes are on that site?
Okay, you want another one? I got 145 jokes.
Here,
So
you're gonna read
make a
30.
roll.
30. Read 30.
All right, 30. So I got to go another 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my goodness. What the fuck?
Come on, read it.
Dad, did you get a haircut? No. I got them all cut.
An oldie but a goodie.
Dave, without even any emotion at all, looks in for a minute, soaks in, and is like, "That is the funniest joke you've ever told." All the hairs.
Oh,
Gonna go think on that. And then Dave, I like slowly meander back over to my chair by the fire.
yeah.
Billy is still laughing, but Norfer's got a lot on his mind, and he's reading his book, but his eyelids are getting heavy. But Norfer did, because he's smaller, did just plan on falling asleep right there in that chair.
Okay.
And then Billy is going to go and cuddle in the bed with Sir Richard, because Sir Richard's small too.
Richard.
All right. So the night gets dark. The candles eventually burn out. And it's a new day. You guys will all get the benefits of a long rest, finally. Because I know everyone needs it.
Yes.
And we go up in a level, right?
No. So as you wake up, you notice that Irina is already dressed, buttoning up her armor chest plate. She then grabs a black cloak and swings it over her shoulders. Come on, Irina, you gotta get down here. You also hear noise from Ismar coming from the parlor, saying, "How the hell did this freaking coffin get sealed? Where's the nails?" And you hear him just kind of fondling around with something. Irina just looks at him and says, "Don't worry about it. Our guests probably were a little upset last night and sealed it. Just don't worry. Oh, I needed. Oh." You guys come out of the bedroom? Because you guys are hearing him.
Sure.
Yeah. Zormos comes out.
Norfer is going to come and sit at the table.
Ismar yells from the other room, "I found some salted pork, and there's 2 more bottles of wine up there. Make sure you eat it all, or take whatever you don't want."
This fool had wine till he passed out, and now he's waking up in the morning and his first thought is, "Hey, give me some more wine."
You rolled a 3 as you walked through the pantry. You would have saw other stuff.
That's true. No, that's fair.
When Itch wakes up,
Mhm.
Billy is totally big spooning him.
Oh.
Arm over him.
That's what you get for not being here. You're gonna be the little spoon.
No, Itch is here.
Itch is. I'm here. Who's big spooning me?
Billy.
No. No, I thought it was the other way around.
No, sorry. I said Billy because he's the bigger guy.
Yeah,
Billy's
which is
the
really
changeling,
weird
and he changed
because Richard is like infested with fleas and flies, and he stinks to high heaven because he's a
He's a goblin, right?
Well, I'm a goblin, and I'm also a ranger, but the ranger's what is it called? It's the
Swarm master. Or
yeah,
whatever.
it's the swarm master. So instead of an animal companion, I control insects and vermin and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you guys look on the table and you see that there's 2 bottles of wine with the same label as last night, purple grape mash number 3, and there's 5 to 6 handfuls of dried pork on the table as well. You see Irina walk back by the coffin where Ismark is, and it looks like she's putting black roses on top of the wooden coffin. Ismark gets up, walks towards the room, and looks at you guys and just says, "Who would help me carry my father?"
I put the nails in his coffin last night. I have one left.
Can I have that, please?
Oh, yeah. And he dropped a feather. You should have that, too.
Yeah, Avram is going to volunteer because Avram's strong.
But yeah, so I'll help him, and I give him back the feather and the nail.
Where did you
Norfolk.
get this feather?
In his room.
What are you doing in his room?
Letter.
What?
What letter? What the hell are you doing?
Hey, Norfolk, you should show him the letter. Show him the letter.
Norfolk does. Norfolk gets out the letter and shares it with him.
He looks at it. He quickly puts it in his pocket, and does not share it with Irina at all. Where exactly did you find the feather?
In his room, in a suit.
Irina, look! And as soon as she shows the letter to Irina, Irina recognizes what that feather is. I think they own a tavern in Valaki. We must stop by there. They must have been talking to Father. Okay, remind me in Valaki. We'll stop by the tavern and find out.
Okay, so are we just going to pretend like we don't know what that letter said?
We are not. We are. Yes.
I don't
Like
want
Dave. Dave, he puts his hand so that Irina can't see his face. And doesn't change the volume at all.
My furry friend, I don't want to upset her anymore. We could talk about it on the road.
Okay, that's good. Because
between me and you have drink. Let me talk to Irene about the letter. But thank you, friend. This is super important, this feather. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, I'm a helper. I'm a helper.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, thank you.
Shenanigans.
So, we have some to help with my father.
Yeah. I have big arms.
They're
long. I can help. I'll carry it for sure.
And then I would like for someone to possibly escort Irina as well. I have a duty to help with my father. But can someone escort?
Everyone's got that on lockdown.
No, that's the naughty one.
Yeah. He's a pervert.
No, he could carry coffins.
You know who's good? Norfor is good. If I had a sister, I would totally let Norfor and her hook up.
Well, I know that she could knock him down because she's already put a knife to his throat. Okay, little one, you walk with sister. Perverted one, you carry coffin.
Yeah, let's go, pervert.
And as you guys walk to the coffin, he just mentions that the village has not had a funeral in several months. He would be the first person buried there in some time. Norfolk. Stay with Irina, please. And as you watch Irina,
I will do that.
Irina goes to the door and opens the peephole and looks out of the peephole. Looks like we have a little bit of sunshine breaking through the mist. It's a sign we should leave. And Irina opens the door, throws the hood over her head, looks down at Norfort and says, "Let's go, my guardian," and walks out of the house. Ismark looks at those that are going to help with the coffin and says, "Okay, let's get around. I would like for everyone helping with the coffin to make a strength roll as we lift the coffin.
All right.
Oh, that is not something that Zormos is doing, but he'll cheer them on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Straight
Zormos,
strength.
do we have enough people to carry the coffin? I guess Zormos, you can walk with Norford.
Straight strength.
Yeah, it's just straight strength. I just want to hope no one drops the coffin.
There's Billy's
It'd be a
roll.
little more athletics in, wouldn't it, Dave? Of like a combination of.
Oh yeah, we can do athletics. Yeah.
Okay.
So Richard, I
let's
think
go.
you're too short to help with the coffin.
Yeah. I mean,
could-
you can
he
rest
could-
it on my head, but
It just hangs and kicks his legs, though.
no, I'm hanging off of it. I'm adding to the weight.
All right. These
Richard,
are
you're
fantastic rolls. Oh, it only shows Din's roll on there.
Okay, so I got.
Do we get a long
30.
rest, by the way?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, everyone
Yeah.
got the long rest.
Let's do that.
Here's the athletics roll for Billy. Did that come through?
I just have the 8 for Din.
Billy rolled a 10. And Avram rolled a 22.
Hmm.
All right. Cool. Oh, I lost everyone's numbers.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
So you notice as you pick it up, he's a little bit on the heavier side. It's a little heavy. And as you have it up, he goes, the church is just a few blocks away. We should be able to get there in about 20, 30 minutes. The doors open. Irina, Norford, Sir Richard. You guys walk out. Zormo's
Cool.
falling behind. And then the other guys have the coffin on their shoulders carrying it out. As you step into the streets of Barovia, the fog is thick. The sun trying to pierce its way through, but can't. The town silent and oppressive. The air heavy with unease. The few people you see, their eyes hollow, watch as you pass. Let's head to north to the church. It's only a few blocks. Don't worry about the Barovians. I would like for someone to make a perception roll.
I got you.
Oh,
14?
Okay, cool. So you look at Ismark's face, and Ismark's got kind of a scornful look as he's looking at these Barovians. You look at the few that are out there, and you see that they're very pale-faced, like they haven't seen the sun in years. Their
Except for the guy
clothing,
on the far right.
their clothing's kind of worn. You can see these guys are farmers or they're tradesmen, so they work hard. But they all have the same expression, this hollow expression, as if no one's there. Like their soul, something's wrong with it. Ismark kind of under his breath talking to the three of you guys around the coffin. They have a tendency to stare openly, in silence, expressing their disapproval, especially with anything unfamiliar. And he looks at
Are
the
these the rest of the
bugbear.
Barovians, Dave?
Excuse me?
The rest
These
of
are-
the Barovians?
Yeah, these are the Barovians in the street that you're walking by. So especially, there's a goblin in the group, there's a bugbear in the group. You guys are not kind of fitting around. Let me pull the map back up in Barovia. So you're on the bottom where that house is outlined in blue.
Yeah.
You're going to work your way north. The green is the inn where you guys actually met him. And as you guys are walking, he's just talking to you guys. Don't let them trouble you. They are not the most talkative of people. And as you continue to walk, you can see that there's a few children playing, shooting marbles on the side. Let's have everybody carrying the coffin. We're about halfway there. Make another strength roll.
Billy got a 16. Avram got a 16.
Struggling.
Avram got a what?
16.
Okay. So it's a little shaky, but we're still able to kind of keep it afloat. Ismar continues to talk. Barovian children, they're not happy children. No. They are raised in fear, told again and again not to wander from their home or into the woods. They know little of hope or joy, and they are taught to fear Strahd above all else.
Norfer's going to be talking to Arena as we're going. I know your father just died, but can you tell me about your mother?
I don't
Good
really
question.
know my mother. The Burgermaster is not my true father. I was, like you say, adopted as a little girl, and I've been with him ever since, and he's treated me well. He's treated me like his own daughter, his own blood. He's trained me. He's had me do the schooling, but I know not of my real parents.
Do you wish you knew more about your real parents?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no, especially with this obsession that the devil has over me. With my many encounters with him, I only remember the beginnings, but never the ends. And I don't understand why he calls me his Tatianas. I don't understand why he wants me to be with him all the time. There are folklores that talk of a Tatiana that he fell in love with many, many years ago. And it's because of her untimely death that we have this wretched fog that never leaves as she looks up. And you see that sun trying to get through, but it can't get through that fog. This fog, it doesn't let us leave. And even in death, we cannot leave. Our souls sometimes come back and are reincarnated in other bodies. We need to eliminate this so we can finally be free. But I've always been too scared to ask the right questions to the fortune teller. Maybe as I put my father away into the ground, I could put my fears into the ground as well and confront the fortune teller and ask her, how can we be free of the devil himself?
Oh, that seems like a really good question to ask a fortune teller.
She's very old, very wise. I've never seen her, but I've heard of her.
Okay. Well, do you have any memories of your other family?
I don't. My only memories are Ismark and myself riding bicycles, kicking the ball in the streets, hunting with my father. Nothing outside of that from my childhood.
I have another question for you. Who's tougher, you or your brother?
Ah, that's an easy question, my friend. I can kick his butt anytime. He's good. He's good. He's fought along other Barovians when it's needed. Very strong, very skilled at the blade. But he lacks one quality of a true soldier, and it's the
Killer
grit.
instinct.
Oh yeah, you're behind us. Yes, my sneaky friend behind me. Yes, with your devil horn sticking out of your head.
Listen, I
Yes,
was gonna say
that's
something about the
that.
devil that you're trying to run
That's
away from.
okay. So if you guys notice the people around here, they don't quite look like you. We do get occasional dwarfs and little people like you, or what else have we got? Elves. We haven't had elves in a while, but goblins are not really looked upon well here. And then your furry friend in the back will probably just say that he forgot to shave. He could be part of the Vistani circus.
Several times he forgot to
But
shave.
the devil horns, my friend, maybe we need to find you a creative hat.
Nah, I'm good. Just leave him out.
To each his own.
Yeah. I don't run from what I am.
Good. I'm going to start that new leaf today. And
Sweet.
I need to make sure that I am ready up here the next time the devil comes to seek out his Tatiana.
We're here to help.
Thank you. We're almost there. The church is just up the hill. Back with you guys carrying the coffin, Ismark is real inquisitive all of a sudden. Huh. There should be more people in the streets. Where is everybody? I've noticed for weeks now the villagers have slowly started to disappear. Just a few days ago, an old gentleman living alone in that house right there disappeared. I went to check. The scene was, what you say, troubling. Furniture broken, drapes torn down, and a broken candlestick with a spot of blood. We also found a necklace, a broken symbol of the Morning Lord herself. I did find a witness. Mad Mary, you might have seen her in the tavern. She was the one that was constantly crying. She saw something that night.
She's a baby. Big baby.
Yeah, maybe. But she saw a large rope figure dragging an unconscious person to the streets. She couldn't see their faces, but she knew the direction. They were headed north.
Wolf people?
I've heard of such wolf people, but I have not seen them. I think there is a cave to the west, but there are many, many wolf people. Whoops, you guys were supposed to see that one, sorry.
Do you want to hear a joke?
I can use a joke.
Okay. So a dad says to his son, "Hey, do you know that I got a haircut?" And he just nods. There's no punchline. There's no follow-up.
Oh,
He doesn't laugh, but he looks like inside it's the funniest shit he's ever said in his entire life. He is self-satisfied, Dave. Like,
you're going to be an interesting one to travel down the road. I'm excited to join with you. Good joke, my furry friend.
Billy, who's also helping carry things, starts to bust up.
Atop a slight rise stands a gray, sagging church. It has weathered many assaults. Centuries of evil have taken their toll in this place. The bell tower looms in the back. Flickering light shines through the holes in the roof. The rafters groan under the weight of age. You look around as you get closer. You notice the landscape is unattended, with weeds sprouting through cracks and vines taking over the windows. The heavy wooden doors are covered in claw marks and scarred by fire. Irina starts to climb the steps to the church. And you being next to her, the guys are next to her, you hear her just take a deep breath. Let's go. Yes? Takes another step forward. another step forward and reaches out to the latch on the door. She opens the church door, and this musty odor of mildew greets you. It just hits you.
Ugh.
As the doors open, it reveals a narrow hall. Dust hangs in the air, and debris is scattered about. At the far end, you glimpse the chapel, faint light coming from within. The hall leads deeper into the church, but it's far from inviting. You hear Ismark. Gentlemen, let's lower the coffin right here and check on Father Donovic. Come on 3. 1, 2.
4.
Okay. Ismark walks up, but before he enters, he goes, Father Donovic! Father, we seek guidance from the Morning Lord, in which they bury our father. Irina takes a deep breath, and she steps in as well. Father Donovic! Do you guys follow behind?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now we can go to the church. Oh, church. Man, I wish these things were in alphabetical order. I have so many maps. Church. Okay.
As we come in, Dan looks around. This place sucks.
Norfer's not on here.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, Norfolk with a helmet or without a helmet?
With a helmet.
All right, cool. As you walk in, you see the chapel is covered in debris. Broken pews and hymnals scattered among the floor. The many drapes and tapestries covering the windows are torn and barely hanging from their curtain rods. At the far end of the church sits a cloth-scarred altar, behind which kneels a human-shaped person. Next to him hangs a long, thick rope that stretches up to the bell tower. You hear a soft voice reciting a prayer. As you continue to walk in, you guys notice that both Ismark and Irina open their cloaks, exposing the hilts to their swords. Ismark is, Father Donovic! Here it is. You listen to Irina. Father, you okay?
Wait, hold on, Dave. Super quick. So this place looks like it was trashed, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Are we still holding the casket?
Oh, he's outside. He said put him down before he went up the stairs. So he's like right there.
The father did.
No. So, oh yeah, you stepped out. So Ismark said to put his dad down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the burgomaster's outside.
Norfer caster uses divine sense to sense anything within 60 feet of him that might be celestial fiend or undead.
You feel an undead presence within 60 feet of you.
I should know the direction of it.
Below you.
Below
Ooh.
us. Okay. I just turn to my fellow people.
Mm-hmm.
There's more undead we're gonna deal with. Not up here, but down there.
At this time,
Dave, I
yeah.
pull my crossbow up and aim it at the priest.
All right, cool. Very cool.
Mostly because Den has never seen 28 Days Later, but I have. And just saying.
You hear
The swords are coming out.
from behind the altar. Ismark, Irina, welcome. Welcome. My deepest sympathies to your family. And you see a man with a limp walking up to you. Hair is graying with a face that hasn't seen a good night's sleep in a while. His voice is hoarse and weak. He's wearing priest robes that are soiled with dirt and need a good washing. His shoes are also caked in mud. Around his neck, you see a symbol that looks like the sun. His right hand has a bandage around it with signs of blood. I felt like the sunshine this morning was a good symbol for the Morning Lord. Welcome, friends. Welcome, friends of Irina. Welcome, friends of Eastmark. I am Father Donivik. May the Morning Lord protect you on this day. He walks up to the brother and sister.
Gabe, I have not lowered my crossbow. I'm obviously threatening.
Yeah. You're looking at Irina and Ismark, and they're just looking around at the debris everywhere. I mean, the chapel looks like it just got destroyed. Father Donovan says, Don't mind the mess. Come. Let me get a better look at the two of you. And they take a step closer, but their hands are both on the hilts of their weapons. Oh, don't worry. I left the doors open. Well, clean the weeds in the front. And some wolves. They chased a small deer in here. Luckily, I think for the deer, he was smarter than the wolves. And it hopefully got away. Ismart looks directly at the priest, trying to read him. Ismart says, Father, we need to bury the Burgomaster today, and then quickly leave town. Yes. Let me make the preparations for his grave. I would need your help to bury the Burgomaster in the cemetery. We will begin at dawn. And Ismark jumps in immediately and goes, Father, no. We don't mean to rush you. We want to bury him now so we can leave now. Father Donovan walks by Ismark, holding his symbol. He just kind of touches Ismark on the head and walks by each of you.
Can I roll insight on Father Donovan?
Absolutely.
I don't want him to touch me.
Well, that was a terrible roll.
So you look at him, and he just looks like frickin' hell. And his clothes are soiled. And for being a priest, you would think he would have like clean clothes, but he looks like I said, hell. And once again, the place is shambles. He looks tired. Something's wrong. Something's bothering him. And he walks by you guys, and he goes right into a bedroom, and he sits on a bed. And as you look in the room, you see the room is just dirty. It contains a wooden bed with a straw-filled mattress. Next to it rests a small table with an oil lamp burning brightly on it. Mounted above the bed's headboard is a wooden sun-shaped holy symbol. He picks up a book from the table, opens it, and just begins to read the book, tuning everyone out in the hallway.
This guy's weird.
Billy is going to step up to him as a fellow person of religion, and he's going to say, hey, Father, what is going on here? There is so much wrong going on in this building, and it looks like going on with you.
I've had a death in my own family, and I know it's hard. It's seeing the brother and sister out to the sanctuary has just brought those memories back. Plus, I've not given someone their final rites in several months, so I need to brush up on it. And you look in the book, and you can see it's religious rites that he's looking at, and procedures, and how to bury, and what to say, and what candle. And so it's a religious burial procedure and a ceremony. He's just kind of brushing up on it, but he does look extremely disheveled.
Okay. Billy's gonna say, just put his hand on the father's shoulder. He's gonna say, Father, don't worry about it. I know what I'm doing. I can take care of it this time. But how many people have passed away that you haven't given their rights to?
And you see his hand start to shake. He looks up at Billy, and he's got this sorrowful look in his face. A few. And I feel like I've neglected my duties. And you see a tear fall from his face. And the tear lands into the scriptures, into his lap.
Billy says, yes, you have. You have failed. In a place like this, not doing your duty puts everyone at risk.
He takes his hand, just kind of puts it on his shoulder. Thank you, brother. Sometimes the common folk do not understand what it means to wear the cloth, the burdens that come with wearing the cloth. I have not met a fellow priest in some time, and I think your strength would do me good. The burgomaster was a dear friend of mine. We grew up together here in Barovia. Before I was a priest, we used to be little hellions going around town and scaring the girls. But we went different ways. He became a politician for the people, and I became a politician for our Lord.
You said that you lost a family member. Did you give that person, did you do their burial rites for them?
Hey, Dave,
Yeah.
real quick, while he's talking to him, I'm going to start looking around the chapel, like to this left side where it's kind of dark. But yeah, I'm going to start looking around the chapel, and because Norfor said that there's undead, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you say that out loud?
That, you know. Yeah.
Okay. So, where do you want to go? And then
I mean, I'll start by the door by Sir Richard, but like, as you can already tell, Din doesn't have a strong sense of other people's boundaries.
Okay. So, I'll say you go ahead and open this door. And when you go in it, what you see is another bedroom. And the bedroom looks almost identical to the one that the priest is in. However, the bed is made and it's a little bit more picked up.
Okay. What about to the other side?
You go to the one that's directly across that hallway, and that door is locked.
Is there anybody in it?
You put your ear to it, and you do not hear anything in that room.
Richard's going to knock
And
on
then
the
what?
door.
Finally, about the one where my character's icon's currently.
Yeah. So you go to that one and you open it, and it's unlocked. And you see a writing table in it and a bookshelf. And I will tell you what is in that room shortly. An old desk and chair stand against the south wall. A wooden holy symbol mounted above them, a sunburst. A 10-foot-long iron rod attached to the north wall stands bare, suggesting a tapestry once hung here. Against the far wall stands a wooden cabinet with 4 tall doors.
I'll go peek.
Cool. So, the wooden cabinet contains very little inside. Inside is a tinderbox, a few wooden boxes of candles, 2 well-used hymnals, a volume of chants, and a whole bunch of other books. A bunch of cultist type books.
While Din's going around, Abram is going to check the one door Din didn't.
Okay, and that door is locked.
He's going to try and open it.
Okay, so let's make a check. What is it? Sleight of hand check to open up the door.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, that's Billy. Wrong one. A 12.
It takes a little bit to get open, but you finally get it open. And what you notice when you're inside is that, let me clean it up real quick. Cool. Time and neglect have punched holes in the ceiling of this moldy room, which contains a few broken roof shingles and puddles of water. In one corner, set into the floor, is a heavy wooden trapdoor held shut with a chain and padlock.
Does the father answer Billy's question?
My son, I don't know where he is, and I fear him to be dead, so I have not given him any rights. His soul is gone.
How do you know his soul is gone?
I feel it. There's just something that a father knows.
Richard's going to go inspect the trapdoor.
You look at
Only
it,
our rogue was in there.
and it is chained with a padlock, and there are 4 eye hooks that have a chain that go across, kind of an X pattern, with a fatty of a padlock.
If only Din, our rogue, were in there.
Din's going to go in there and pick the lock.
He's looking through books and stuff, I think.
Oh.
Let me know when he's done, Dave.
Yeah, so the books that you see is the hymnals are the hymns to the dawn, a volume of chants to the morning Lord, and the blade of truth, the uses of logic in the war against diabolic heresy, as fought by the ultimate inquisitor. A strange book that mixes logic exercises with lurk descriptions of fiend-worshipping cults.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm gonna totally bring that for my homie Billy. He probably would love that shit.
Father Donovan closes the book, and it's like, I am ready for the burial. Let's go find the children.
Norfer
Do
has
it.
been asking, or been staying next to Irina, and is asking Irina and Ismark if this is normal actions for Father Donovan.
Ismark tells you, Father Donovan has always been kind of an odd one. One too many screws loose, I think is the term. He's always kind of off. This is, he points to the debris everywhere. This is not Father Donovan. This place should have been clean, tidy. The weeds. He said he's been weeding, but there's weeds up and down. But he's covered in dirt and soil. I don't understand. There should be no weeds. There should be no broken hymnals. The curtains. This doesn't make sense. Something is wrong.
Norfer gets closer to Irina because he was charged with protecting her.
And then you hear Donovan come out in the hallway. Just, I'm ready. Let's go. And he sees the far door open.
Yeah. No, Dave, we've pretty much looted his entire church.
Oh, also on the table, are a few sheets of blank parchment, a couple of quill pens, and dried up ink jars.
Can I, before he pops out, can I have written him a note?
Yeah.
Okay, Dave, on the note, in some pretty sloppy-ass comment, it says, he is listening. He is the land. And as he sees us basically having rifled through all of his crap, I roll in there super sneaky, looking around and slide him the letter in midair with a.
He takes it and looks at you.
And Dave, and then I point down back where.
Let's not worry about that right now. Come. Let's bury the Burgomaster. Please.
He's already dead.
For the family.
Billy's gonna ask, what need do you have for a door like that to be padlocked the way that it is?
And then Dave, again, conspiratorially, there's something dead down there.
And at that moment, you hear something come from down below.
Oh shit!
Father, I'm starving.
Itch jumps off of the trapdoor. He's been kind of futzing with it.
I'm hungry. And it's
Billy
a trap.
pulls out his Morning Star and gives this look of absolute disgust to Father Donovan. He says, "You said you didn't know where your son was."
I said I did not know where his soul lies.
He shoves Father Donovan out of the way. Billy shoves Father Donovan out of the way, and he's going to go break this door open if Din doesn't open it himself.
I will interject and stop.
That is my son. He is not well.
Hey, whoa, look, listen, Billy, I found you a book. You should read it. It's got words, and I don't see any pictures. It's probably good for you. But you need to stop.
Bismarck runs down at the same time. Donivik, what is that? And very stern, hand on his sword. Irina's down with Norfer side by side behind Ismar. It is my son. A few months ago, my son and several of the villagers stormed Castle Ravenloft in a revolt. Having been lured there by a wizard in black robes who came to Barovia from faraway lands. By all accounts, that wizard died by Strahd's hands.
Oh,
So did my son, Doodle.
Dave, if he even puts his finger, like he's angry, like legit. Den is like pissed. Puts his finger against his lips. He is the land.
The Dark Lord has done something to my son. He is not well, and my son has been living in the Undercroft of the church ever since. And then you hear from down below, Father, fresh meat? I can smell her. Oh, it's the Mistress Tatiana.
Right.
I will be rewarded by my master. I am so starving.
Itch at this point starts hacking away at the chain.
Ismark pulls out his sword
Mm-hmm.
and puts his hand behind. We cannot let word of Irina get back to that devil lord. It would be a catastrophe, Father Donovic. It's my son. No, I won't. I'm sorry, Father. Your son is already dead. Open the trap door.
North. Go ahead.
Den is trying, like, will legitimately interpose himself between blows to the chain and himself. Like, no.
Well, where are you? You're not in the room, right?
I'm going to move it. Like, I will move through. I will wage war. He is definitively not trying to let that happen.
Do I get
Din's not going to let this happen. Norther at the same time, he tugs on Father Donovan and he says basically the same thing as Ismark. Whatever is down there, he's no longer your son. And it is our duty to rid the land of what is down there.
Father Donovan's head hangs low, and he slowly walks to the trapdoor. He puts his hand on the bugbear and says, "It's okay." He reaches under his robe, and he pulls out a ring of keys. He fumbles through them, hands shaking, trying to find the one that locks the door.
I'm still holding my big crossbow, but I take my other, like, free arm and kind of put my arm around him like, you can do this.
He kneels down, looks up at each and every one of you, and then back at Ismark. Ismark with his sword out, in one hand holding Irina out. At this time, Irina has her sword drawn as well. As he reaches down for the padlock, Ismark talks to you. My new friends, I hate to trouble you with one more request, but I must stay and protect my sister. Can you dispatch of this undead son?
Yeah, we're killers.
Yeah, it's kind of our thing.
I will comfort Father Donovic with his son no longer being around. Then we need to bury my father and get the hell out of Barovia. At that time, click, the lock opens. He takes the padlock off, slowly slides the chains through the eye holes.
Dave, I try to make sure that the side of the trap door that's going to open when he gets the chain pulled through will open away from Father Don.
He stands up, holding the chain in the lock, and steps away from the trapdoor. The door shut, but not locked. Good one.
Yeah, Billy opens it.
Sorry, Nick. That's what you get.
And then,
And-
Dave, I'm going to cover like the hole with my, massive crossbow.
Billy opens the door, and it's a heavy door. And you can tell it's newer compared to everything else that's run down. This moldy, cold scent comes out of the Undercroft and hits you into the face. Do you guys start to... And you see stone steps that go down.
Well, I think Billy's going
Billy's
first,
going
but I'll go
first.
behind him.
Yeah, we all just
Yes.
kind of file in.
Billy, then Abram.
Billy and Abram are first.
Billy,
Yes.
Abram, and then the rest.
Yeah.
No, I'll go behind Billy, Dave.
No, Billy and Abram. Let it be Billy and
Yeah,
Abram.
Abram's got a 16 for an AC.
Yeah.
Billy's got an 18. Billy's got the highest AC in the group, other than Norfolk.
Yeah, so it's normal.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
It'll be alright.
You proceed down the stairs. The Undercroft is dark and cold. The smell of damp clay fills the air. Rotting wooden pillars strain under the weight of the ceiling. You see mold.
Oh, is this the
growing
other
on the
area of
wall.
the map?
Yeah, I'll show you
cool.
guys in a second. Candlelight from the chapel slips through the cracks, allowing you to glimpse at a gaunt-shaped figure in the corner. I smell your blood. I taste your fear. Behind you, the trapdoor shuts. Boom! And you hear the chain quickly. And you hear it above your head. And you hear that voice in the distance call out again. And you hear, Father usually brings them unconscious, but you'll be more fun. And that's where we'll end tonight.
Okay, that's good.
Guys, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, everybody. Thank you,
Yes,
everybody.
thanks, everyone.
We are the Order of the Dice.
Ragnardian.
Yeah, Strahd. Okay. I'm tired. I'm gonna cut to the outro. Later.